When you catch an animal's gaze and hold it for a moment, have you ever wondered what is going on behind those eyes? Not whether it likes you, not whether it trusts you, but what it has actually decided you are. To your dog, are you family? To your cat, are you a servant who happens to control the food? To a bird outside your window, are you a giant that somehow lost its feathers? And to a wild animal peering out from the bushes, are you a predator, a mystery, or something so strange it cannot place you anywhere at all? Here is the part we tend to forget. No animal sees us the way we see ourselves. In our own heads, we are people, with names and careers, with homes and phones, and 1,000 worries about the future. Not one piece of that crosses over to them. They measure us in scent, in sound, in the way we move, and the patterns we repeat day after day. Your salary is invisible to them. The smell of your skin is not. So the real question was never whether animals understand us. The better question is what kind of creature they think they are dealing with. Begin with dogs. Out of every animal on Earth, dogs may read us most clearly. They watch our faces, follow the line of our pointing fingers, learn the sound of our voices, and catch the faintest changes in how we feel. A dog often knows you are upset before you have admitted it to yourself. It can tell you are about to leave the house long before your hand finds the door. A dog never confuses you for another dog. It can see that you look wrong, smell wrong, and move in ways no dog ever would. And yet none of that pushes you out of its world. As far as a dog is concerned, you are one of the group. You bring the food, you stand guard, you play, and you settle it when something feels off. That is why a dog comes apart with joy the second you walk back in. Your arrival is never just an arrival to them. It is a reunion. The hours you were gone may have stretched into something close to forever in its mind, and the sight of you erases all of it at once. You are the being that supplies food, shelter, comfort, and order. So inside a dog's head, we may be peculiar two-legged packmates with useless noses and an almost supernatural supply of snacks. Cats are wired along entirely different lines. They understand us perfectly well, but they refuse to perform the way dogs do. A cat almost certainly does not think you are a cat. It knows you are bigger, louder, and far clumsier than anything worth admiring. Even so, cats often treat us with the same gestures they reserve for other cats. They lean into our legs. They blink at us slowly, which is roughly a cat's way of saying it feels at ease. They leave small offerings at our feet, sometimes a toy, sometimes a gift you would rather not receive. A number of scientists believe cats see us as companions rather than masters. And when a cat meows at you, it is not really speaking the language of cats. Adult cats almost never meow to each other. They save that sound almost entirely for humans. Kittens use it to call their mothers, and most cats grow out of it except when a person is involved, which means cats have built a private channel of communication aimed squarely at us. So to a cat, perhaps we are oversized creatures that can be trained, given enough patience and the right amount of insistence. Now bring a horse to mind. Horses were shaped by being hunted, and for them survival comes down to reading the body standing in front of them. They register every trace of tension, every shift in your posture, every change in the rhythm of your breath. A horse pays little attention to your words. What it truly reads is your inner state. Walk up tense and uncertain, and the horse feels the world tilt beneath it. Walk up calm and grounded, and the horse starts to borrow that steadiness from you. They are so finely tuned to this that an anxious rider can rattle a horse without ever intending to. To a horse, we make no sense at first. We have the forward-facing eyes of a hunter. We walk straight at them the way a hunter would. And then, instead of teeth, we offer food, grooming, and quiet company. That contradiction must take some getting used to. But given time, a horse can come to decide that this odd predator is actually safe enough to follow. It may begin to treat us as strange members of the herd, the ones who lead, who feed, and who now and then ask for very specific things for reasons no horse could ever work out. Birds may hold the strangest picture of us of all. Parrots, crows, ravens, and pigeons are remarkably sharp. They remember faces, solve problems, and some of them grasp tools, patterns, and the social politics of their own flocks. A crow that has been wronged by a person can hold the grudge for years. Worse for you, it can spread the warning to other crows, birds that never even witnessed what you did. So to a crow, you are not just some human. You are one particular face with one particular record. Be kind to one, and you may be remembered as harmless, maybe even worth seeking out. Threaten one, and you may be marked as dangerous for a very long time, with an entire neighborhood of crows learning your face. Parrots, on the other hand, can bond with people in ways that run surprisingly deep. Some appear to treat their owners as flockmates. Others behave as though we are mates, rivals, or even parents. To a bird, we are towering wingless things with peculiar voices and alarmingly strong hands. But we open the doors, hand out the food, control the lights, and decide who gets attention. That alone probably makes us impossible to dismiss. Now think about the animals that owe us nothing at all. A deer spends no energy on your character. It does not care what you do for a living. It reads your shape, your motion, your scent, and most of all the gap between the two of you. Close that gap too quickly and instinct does the rest. For most wild animals, a human falls into one of two slots: a threat or part of the background. In a city, the pigeons, foxes, raccoons, and squirrels slowly learn that people are just part of the scenery. We become walking trees that occasionally shed food. Sometimes we are something to flee from. Sometimes we are worth approaching. But mostly we are simply there, filling up space. A city squirrel may never think of you as a person. It may see you as a tall obstacle with a reasonable chance of producing crumbs. A raccoon might view us as the guardians of mysterious food vaults. Those vaults, of course, are our garbage cans. From a raccoon's point of view, the whole of human civilization might look like one elaborate machine built to manufacture leftovers. There is something humbling in that, the thought that to certain creatures our crowning achievement is the trash bin. The animals of the sea carry their own version of us. Dolphins seem genuinely intrigued by people. They may register us as slow, awkward swimmers who flounder helplessly in their world. We need equipment just to breathe down there. We leave trails of bubbles. We move all wrong. And still, dolphins draw closer as if they want a better look. Whales, meanwhile, may barely think of us at all. Beside a whale, a person is hardly more than a speck. Standing next to one is something like a sparrow standing beside a cathedral. Yet whales can be astonishingly gentle around us. They seem to sense how easily we break, moving with a care that almost looks intentional. That is not the same as understanding us. It just means they can read size, motion, and fragility. Octopuses may hold the most alien view of all. An octopus is intelligent, but its intelligence runs along lines that share almost nothing with ours. Its arms can explore and make decisions half on their own. Its skin rewrites its own color in an instant. It tastes and feels the world in ways we can barely imagine, sensing through its very skin. To an octopus, a human may be nothing more than a large, fairly predictable shape on the far side of the glass. Yet some octopuses learn to tell their keepers apart. There are accounts of octopuses that greet one person warmly and aim a jet of water at another they have decided they dislike. They may have no notion of what we are. They have plainly worked out that we matter. And here's where it gets strange. Animals may not understand us as a species so much as a bundle of habits. What they truly learn is what we do. A dog works out that reaching for keys means you are leaving. A cat ties the click of a can to dinner. A crow remembers which face has brought harm. A squirrel remembers which hands scatter food. Animals may never once ask what a human is. In their own way, they ask something far more useful. What does this creature usually do next? That may be the most honest answer we will ever get. To the animals around us, we are not one fixed thing. We are many things at once, shifting depending on who is watching and what we have done in front of them. And maybe there is something humbling in that too. We love to imagine we are the lead character in the story of this planet. But animals are not sitting somewhere puzzling over our jobs, our arguments, or our dreams. They are simply trying to get through the day. And as they do, they are watching us far more closely than we ever realize. Every sound we make, every routine we keep, every small choice teaches them a little more about us. We are forever announcing what kind of creature we are, not with words, but with everything we do. And in the end, that may be the only language that was ever going to count.